Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
All right, George, we've got Rudy, the new Tootie. I wanted that to rhyme with tutor somehow, but it was so freaking close. I almost had it. We got Rudy the tutor here, ready to teach more magic, but we're also ready to do real voting this week. The Realsies for Realsies voting for our next community anime. That's the anime that happens on Tuesday. That is happening now. We don't know what the choices are, but if you go to our YouTube membership or our Patreon, you can then go and do some voting. We've got voting happening there, and we have voting happening, both sides. So you can check out the voting there if you want to be a part. So you can get 2 weeks ahead of time and do the voting, full reactions. It's going to be amazing. So hopefully, if you're interested, you could check that out. But today, Jobless Reincarnation. Do you think we have hit the peak of awful degeneracy, or do you think that there's more to come, George?
I mean, I'll invert it and I'll say the valley. And I don't know if you can go lower than what he did. Maybe actually executing. Maybe the execution is lacking.
Great.
So yes, potentially. I hope we don't go that low, or Rudy doesn't stoop to that level. So I will say yes. I think this is the bottom of the bottom of the barrel that we've hit, and everything else will hopefully be above that. But I guess that's left to be seen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to expect ever with this anime. This is its own little thing, its own little experiment, I guess.
Experiment is right. Yeah, it's certainly an adventure. That's sure. Do you think at some point we're gonna get a time skip, or do you think like the whole season's gonna be right here teaching Eris magic? It's 5 years.
Yeah. Do you know how many seasons there are of this show?
I think the 3rd season's coming out next year.
Okay.
Yeah. At least. Maybe 4th, something like that. It's 3 or 4, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm curious as to like what the rest of the season will deal with now, because I was almost expecting, like, if this is still an ongoing show, like he must be an adult by now, right? Like, I don't foresee him being a kid forever. But maybe season 1's him a child, season 2 is him like teenage years. Season 3 is him as an adult, potentially.
True.
But yeah, I do. The thing that I am curious right now is what the elf girl's thinking. Sylphette. Sylphie, yeah. Sylphiette, that's what it is. I wonder what she's thinking, right? Like, she must know that he left, and that he left so that they could go to magic school together. But
well, you say that, but like, he just disappeared one day. It all depends on what they told her, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I'd imagine she showed up and she's like, hey, I'm here to play with Rudy or whatever. And the mom's like, he's gone. And then she's like, what? Right? And then Paul probably wouldn't want to tell her, but then the mom will be like, I'll tell you later. And then behind Paul's back, she tells her why. But who knows? It's hard to say, right?
Right.
It would just really suck for Rudy if he goes back home and Sylphiette's like, their family moved or something, right? Imagine. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think there's going to be a love triangle. It's not even going to be a love triangle per se. I think whatever this redhead girl is going to want nothing to do with Rudy. Rudy's going to want everything to do with her. And Sylphiette wants Rudy, and Rudy wants Sylphiette. So it's going to be whatever, this lopsided triangle, whatever you call that situation. I guess that's like a love
triangle, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like whatever you call it, right? So we're going to have this... you don't like me saying it, but this old man
don't compare us to the old man, George.
This old man trying to go after the 2 children, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hooray, great. Can't wait to see more of this show. All right, well, let's check it out, shall we?
Let's do it. Whoa, she's gotten good.
Yeah, no
What
kidding.
the heck?
Bro, she needs a little bit more support if she's gonna fight like that.
Oh my gosh.
She's crazy.
Bro. He wants that kind of hug as well.
Yeah, right. The
that a
most
squirrel?
based manner ever.
Frickin' Graham. Okay, they're both learning writing too.
Oh no.
She didn't hit him. Okay.
Yep, that's amazing.
Progress. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure it is a wonderful language. The language of the gods, after all.
Use to hire beast people as servants. Oh my gosh.
That's right. Yep. Yep. Yep.
What is wrong with this story? Ugh.
You know, I fancy myself something of a gray rat myself.
Uh-huh. I'm sure you do.
Oh.
Oh, well, there's a time skip right there.
Oh, there's another time skip.
Summer now. Yeah. Everything's falling on Rudy's lap, dude.
Yeah, right.
Does it have to be dancing? Can she do like... Yeah, could she do like a swordsmanship demonstration or something? Oh. Wow. Nice. He's learning wisdom.
True.
Pretty good. Jeez. Come on. He's deserved it many times, but not this time.
The one time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh. Bro. The squeaking sound.
She's so indignant. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. He's selling the figures?
Yeah, what the heck?
Oh wow,
Oh.
gold coin.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, this freaking dude, man.
Appropriate response.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
jeez, dude.
What the frick? Oh, what a freaking creep, dude.
Weirdo, dude. He's licking
Amazing.
it in front of her. Jeez. Okay.
Oh, she's so cute.
Oh no. Will no one go up? Oh, okay. Someone does go up.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Bro, why would you say
terrible.
that, man? She's freaking 10. He's gonna step up. Come on, bro. You gotta do it.
Come on, Rudy.
Okay.
Gotta redeem
saves
yourself
it.
a little.
Yeah. It's gonna work. Oh, geez, everyone's watching.
Yeah.
うまく踊れるようになる魔法を使います。そんな魔術があるの？魔術ではなく魔法です。僕が合図したら
I see what he's doing
それに合わ
here.
せて攻撃を避けるつもりでステップを踏んでください。
Oh.
これは
Let's
He's
go.
making her think there's a charm. That's awesome.
Yeah, right?
Okay. Way to go, Rudy, man. Way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, they do.
Woo,
All
let's
right.
go!
おいくつですか？ご趣味は
Oh boy.
ベッドに連れ込むなら否認はしてくれよ。
Bro, he's 8. He's 8, man.
魔術の師匠は弟子に杖を送るそうです。遅くなりましたが、よければもらってくださ
Ah,
い。
that's
That's
cool.
cool.
ありがたく頂戴いたします。苦しゅうない。
Aw.
Oh, she's proud.
私もそっちがいい。ありがとうございます。
Oh, she's so sweet.
軽い？
She's a monster, but she's so sweet too.
Yeah.
一族に伝わる魔除けの指輪だ。つけて
Oh, okay.
夜に悪い狼に襲われないと言われている。
Oh, that's cool.
ああ、ただの迷信だったからな。
Ah, okay.
ところでギレーヌ、迷信だったと？
ああ、あれは寝苦しい夜だった。パウロが水浴びでもしようと誘
あ、
ってきた。
やっぱ結構です。
Oh no.
Oh, man.
Was Paul the wolf or?
わお。スエゼンクアヌはなんとやら。いたずらし
Bro,
ちゃうぞ。
not again. Hey, he restrained himself.
効果あるじゃん。
Look at that.
Have we finally hit the bell curve, I wonder?
Yeah, let's see. Oh my gosh, of course.
盛んだこと。
ルーデウスか。
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, dude.
いつもと調子が違う。賢者モードだろうか。
Oh my
あ
gosh.
れは
Oh.
わからぬ。しかし悪いものではない。
なぜそう思われるのでしょ
そう考えた方が良いからだ。
う。なるほど。
Oh, whoa.
What is that?
俺も祈っておこう。どうか空から女の子が降ってきますよ。
Oh my gosh. Hmm.
Episode 7, What Lies Beyond Effort. Okay.
Wow. Okay, well, dad is based. Or grandfather is based, I should say.
I guess. He's just having his way with the servant women.
Oh
my gosh.
Hey, when you got all the cat girls around, you know, something's gonna happen eventually.
Uh-huh.
Just when I thought we were at the bell
Yeah.
curve, right?
Yes, exactly. That show has to bring you back down. Oh, man. Okay, well, good for Rudy, though. For Rudius.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he
Restrained
restrained
himself.
himself. So
Good for
yeah.
Eris. She freaking really accomplished something today, so that was great too.
True. Yeah, she accomplished what she needed. That was a good bit of personal growth for her as well.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Not as bad as other episodes. This was like a pretty decent episode, I'd say. Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of good character improvements. This is really kind of the payoff, right, that we've been building up towards for the last at least couple episodes. So
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
nice to see. Nice to see that kind of
Yeah.
come together.
I'm wondering more now though about what you said at the beginning, right? Like is there going to be a time skip? So he went, how old was he when he got here? Was it 7? Or was it still 8?
He was going to
8
be
years
here
old.
for 5 years, and we predicted he was going to be 12.
Here till he was
and
12. Okay, yeah, so he must have
calculated.
been 7. Yeah, he must have
Right.
been 7.
So it's
years
been about a
old. Okay,
year,
He's been a year, yeah.
right? Maybe a bit
Yeah,
more,
I
but
wonder,
around that.
maybe the season ends with him going back home. I wonder.
Okay.
Like that'd feel like a pretty good season finale, right? Yeah, because we only have we only have 4 more episodes. 8, 9, 10. I guess, yeah.
This
8, 9,
is
10,
the
11,
first
12.
half. Up to 12 is the first half of season 1.
Oh. I thought this was a 12 season or 12 episode season. It's 24. Got
Right.
it.
They were cut in 2 halves. I haven't seen the full season 1 part 1. I stopped it somewhere. Not yet. We haven't quite hit it yet.
Okay.
But
Okay.
at some point we'll get there, and obviously I'll mention it. But yeah, I don't know what the second half of the season looks like whatsoever, or the finale to this one.
So then maybe the first half is here, and then he goes back home for the second half.
Okay.
Do you know how old he needs to be to go to the Magic University?
Could be any age. I mean, maybe you could go in as long as you pass the test, right? If you have a prodigy.
Maybe that's what it was, right? Yeah, you have to pass the test. Okay. Yeah, because I remember Proxy being rather young.
Roxy.
Or Roxy, yeah. Not Proxy.
Proxy.
Proxy, something else. Some Zen was creeping in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay.
True.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess season finale, mid-season finale, he goes back home, and then the rest happens there. I can't imagine them staying on this in this manner for too much longer.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. I guess actually no, because didn't he send him for 2 things? Not just to get money, but also to train
Right.
swordsmanship. And he's not improved that much in that.
So you think this next set of episodes is going to be about that specifically?
Maybe, yeah, because they've focused a lot on the tutoring aspect, but not so much on his sword training aspect. They have a little bit, but yeah, he's got a long ways to go on that.
Right.
Dang, I'm also really curious as to what that thing was in the sky. Because freaking Grandpa said it's not a bad thing, but for no reason other than he doesn't want to think it's a bad thing.
Right. Yeah, it's just like a freaking ominous ball flying in the sky. Like, okay.
Yeah. I think it's a bad thing. I'd prepare for the worst. I'd hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Because, yeah. Okay. Well, interesting. It seems like they're branching out to more aspects of the story, especially by introducing that thing there at the end.
Mm-hmm. Something's coming.
Yeah, seems like it. So maybe my predictions are totally off, and the show takes a different route and starts to deal with whatever that other external factor is. But yeah, all right. Good for Rudy. This was a good episode as far as I'm concerned on his behalf, right? He restrained himself at the end, so good job. He stepped up and helped Eris when she needed it.
True. Yeah, good character growth from Rudy.
Yeah, and he's showing wisdom, right? He's like, he noticed some of the things, maybe not exactly, but he noticed that when she was giving up, he's like, that's what I started to do in my old life. Give up. And I'll know she'll regret it in the future like he did in his old life. So, yeah.
That's true.
Good old character growth, some learning. Learning happening finally.
Rudy's learning a thing. He's 1% less of a freaking awful degenerate today.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, it's nice that he's seeing her as a student, right? Like, I imagine he looks at that ring and, remembers the context in which she's earned it and the time he spent with her and been like, is this really the right thing? Like, this isn't right. So yeah. I think it's nice.
Yeah. Okay. Good for him. I hope at one point, like, I think once everyone's grown up, this whole aspect of that he's like an old man, dare I say, in a younger person's body, I think that'll become less and less, because at a certain point, like, what's he gonna do, right? There's no way he's gonna go with some 6-year-old lady, for a wife or whatever, if he wants a wife.
Well, here clearly he can go with someone pretty freaking young.
Yeah. Let's hope he shoots for someone in their mid-20s or something when it comes time to it.
At least.
Yeah. But like at a certain point, you can't really blame him too much,
Right.
because it is what it is, right? He's
How much do you think, let's give Rudy the huge benefit of the doubt here. How much do you think being in a biologically young body affects his perception of the younger girls? Do you think that maybe he didn't have this propensity as an old creepy man? He was just like, you know, a normal old creepy man? Or do you think that this has affected him now that he's actually like literally a child? Well, he's literally a child and not a child both at the same time, you could say.
yes, yeah.
But do you
yeah.
think that affects him in some way, and that's kind of colored his perception of these other girls that are around his age? Or do you think he's just a freaking creep?
Yes, I it's both. I think it's both. I think your body affects you, right? Because I'm trying to think to myself, okay, let's say I went back to being 20 years old right now. I snap my fingers, right? Like, I'm sure my body would have an effect, right? Or like, let's say I go back to being 10 years old. Like, I retain all my memories, but I'm a 10-year-old again, right?
Right.
Like,
so you're saying that you'd be a freaking weird, creepy Rudy, is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't go nowhere near what Rudy's doing, dude. Not even by a long shot. But I do also know that I'd be affected by it, right? Like, part of it is...
Do you know that, or you're guessing?
I'm guessing, right? Because like, I'm trying to approach
As
it in
charitable.
the most... Yeah, charitable, and also, like, realistic is the wrong term for lack of a better term, like the most realistic term possible, right? Like, let's say I go back to me, I go back in time, literally, like my mind is sent back. And it's just like, I have to go to school. I can't say, no, I don't want to go to school. I want to go get a job, right? It's like, no one's going to hire me. No one's going to believe me. They're going to be like, oh, it's the delusions of a little kid. He'll grow out of it, right?
That makes sense. But like from a biological attraction perspective is more what I'm getting at, right? Like, do you think that this is something that has developed on the account of him being in a literally young body? Or was he always
that
this
part of it, huh?
type of a creep, right? That's the question.
For that, I think this is who he's always been.
You think so?
I'm trying to be as charitable as I can, but I can't. I couldn't. There's no way. I can't picture myself ever going back in time, right, to my younger body and having a crush on some 6th grader, right? It just like it just couldn't happen.
It wouldn't be compatible,
ever.
right? Yeah. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but at the same time, like once I'm an adult, right, and the adult playing field opens up to me, I know that, let's just pretend I'm going to continue the rest of my life in this situation. I couldn't, and let's say mentally, right? It's so hard to, I'm have so many things that I'm thinking, and they have to escape out of the tiny freaking hole that's my mouth. It's just this giant thing. So like these are all the stuff I'm thinking in no particular order. I'm thinking about, okay, well, if I find a potential wife, I want to be with her for the rest of my life, right? I'm like 20, 25, whatever, however old it is when I'm getting married, right? I can't find some 40-year-old, some 50-year-old, because she's gonna die in like 30 years, right? I want someone for the long term. So at past a certain age, they're just like out of the question. Even if I can relate to them, in some way. Like let's say, I'm 50, right? Let's make it more extreme than Rudy's instance. Let's say I'm 65. I've retired. I want to sit out on my front porch, freaking relax. I want to go on cruises, whatever, right? I get sent back. Maybe I still want to do that. And, the women around my age don't want to freaking, live the retired person life. They're in the... I want to become a mother, or I want to freaking hustle, or whatever.
But hold on. Would you feel that way in a 20? So let's say 50 to 25, right? You're 50 actually, but you're in a 25-year-old body. Is it the fact that you're in this physical body that causes you to be like, I have less energy, I want to take things more easy?
So that's the other thing that I'm thinking, right? Because I have a bunch of stuff going on. It's like, okay, I want to last with this person is thing one. Thing two is like, how much is the mind removed from the body, right? What are you besides your mind? You can't, if you were to plop your brain out on a freaking counter, right? Like your body is nothing, right? But without your body, also your mind is nothing. So the other thing is exactly what you're saying is like, okay, well, how much of like the habits and the wants and the desires that you gain as you age is from just yourself maturing emotionally, and how much of it is from your body just
physical
slowing
changes.
down? Yeah, just naturally slowing down. Because, I mean, it's not that huge of a jump, right? Like a decade, but like, let's say 20, right? Or even like 25 to now, like I don't feel any different. Like honestly, like I'll feel it randomly, right? I'll do some stuff and I'm like, oh bro, like
physically you'll feel it,
yeah, like,
but mentally you
dang.
don't.
Yeah, like mentally I'm like, oh, I can still do that. I used to do that. Frick yeah, man, let's do it, right? Like go play ultimate frisbee. Frickin' not having like ran in forever, like being quote unquote out of running shape. Go play ultimate frisbee, and at the end you're just like whatever, right? But now I do that and I'm like, bro, I didn't realize I was so out of shape, man. What the heck? I thought I was like in good shape, you know?
Right.
So that's the other thing. There was a third thing too that I was thinking. I forgot it, but it'll come back to me as we're speaking probably. But yeah, so like it's hard to say, right? But I do think. This was the conclusion of all this. Actually, was that at a certain point, and I already alluded to it, but at a certain point, Rudy is just, he's just gonna be an adult, and he's just gonna be in a bucket of like he is now adult, and as long as he sticks with adult girls, even though as weird as it would be, his mental age, let's say it's 55, for him to date a 22-year-old, it's like. At a certain point, how much can you blame him? As weird as that would be in real life, if an actual 55-year-old dated a 22-year-old, for
Have
him,
you heard
it's
of
like
Leonardo DiCaprio?
exactly right. Like it's freaking weird, bro. And he keeps getting older, and
Personally,
his girlfriends.
I actually know at least a couple of people who are dating people who are like, this person was in their 20s when this other person was born.
Yeah.
And they got married like when the girl was then in her 20s and the other person was in their like 40s, I would suppose, right? So like I know people. Now, when I was growing up, I didn't really think anything of it. Right? They were just
yeah, like at the same time too, it's all kind of relative, right? Because like a 50-year-old dating a 22-year-old is weird, but it gets less weird the
higher both of the ages climb. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So like
lessons. Yeah.
Yeah, like a 50-year-old or 40-year-old dating a 20-year-old, right? But let's just go up a decade, right? A 50-year-old dating a 30-year-old, there is still that huge thing, but it's slightly less weird. And a 60-year-old dating a 40-year-old, like no one really thinks anything of it at that point in time, right? And I think part of it too is like the maturity, or at least the expected maturity of both parties. At a certain point, you're old enough to like, know what you want, or at least hopefully know what you want. So that's essentially what I was going to talk about Rudy, which is at a certain point, it's just, it'll stop being weird for a bunch of different factors. But one of the primary ones, it's going to be like, well, what else do we want him to do? Right.
Right.
Like, he might be 50, but his body is 20. So
yeah, it's certainly not unheard of for like older men to date younger girls. And I'm talking like in the 20 range, right? Like older guys in their 30s, 40s, and 50s at the most extreme end, dating girls who are in their mid to early 20s, maybe late 20s, right?
Yeah.
That's not like unheard of either. And it's not something that's like generally, I would say, a taboo act in society in general, right? Like some people, certainly there'll be plenty of people who scoff at something like that, but it's not necessarily something that's like fully taboo, right?
Yeah.
Especially now considering that situation with Rudy, he'd be in his 20s physically and mentally he'd be older, but at that point, I doubt anyone would even bat an eye, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah,
it's an interesting quandary, right? A really interesting quandary.
Yeah, right now when it's just dealing with kids is that it just makes it weird. It's
right,
just too
right.
weird.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to kind of like assess was like, okay, well, how much of that is like because he's a freaking creep, and how much could that be because he's, you know, in the body of a child now, and that kind of alters his perception of the people around him, right? And I feel like if that was the case, they probably would mention that. Like, you'd probably get some kind of dialogue from him and being like, "Oh, that's weird. I'm like all these girls who are like 10 years old. It's so strange," right? And they'd be like, "Oh, okay, you know." But it's just like, "Oh, look at all these girls," with no kind of justification given. It's just like, oh,
they kind of go,
okay.
They kind of hint the other way, because he'll do his like creepy, weird, pervy laugh, like the I can't copy it. But yeah, and it's just like, all right, bro, we know where you're coming from, man.
Right. True. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, very good. Very great.
Good stuff. Yes. Great
fun
stuff.
show. It's really a fun show.
Yeah.
Despite
I'm liking it.
Despite
the horniness.
Yeah. I mean, the horniness with the animal girls at the end was totally justifiable. I mean, I'll let that slide.
Okay. How much do you think that was the desire of the servant lady, and how much do you think that was like the dude just like, drop your pants right now? Do you think? Right? That's where I was
so he's the guy who owns the manor, and he is employed.
Everyone is under him. Everyone,
right.
And maybe they're employees, right? I think they're more like servants.
Sure, for sure. They're more like, you know, indentured servants to some degree, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, but yeah, I mean, he's in charge of the manor. He didn't seem perturbed at all that he got found out by Rudy, right? He didn't seem like this was like a gasful situation at all. He was just like, Rudy, what's up, bro? Hang on just a sec. I gotta finish this
oh my God.
Neko girl
hold on.
off.
I'm almost there.
Yeah, so like, I mean, he didn't seem perturbed. This is probably mostly on him, I would say, and he's the one hiring these beast people. They did say at some point that he's very fond of beast people, like that's what the whole manor's about, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's probably more on him than it is on her, but I'm sure
I don't know how much the on the scale of voluntarily doing this, I don't know how much there is on her end.
When
I
you're
guess
an
it remains
servant.
to be seen. Yes, exactly.
True.
Right? So that also makes it really weird. He's maybe taking advantage of the frickin' servant ladies, the hybrids. Maybe it's the animal in them that wants it, right? Just that animal instinct just frickin' comes out.
Dang, George writing his own fan fictions already. Let's go.
Oh, man. Yeah, exactly what that is.
Very good, George. I like the lore. That's great. That's good. We can adopt that as headcanon.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Take us away, George.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Like Graham said, we got the real voting going on right now, both on YouTube Premium, on the channel membership, and on the Patreon as well. So go ahead and check that out. And check that out as well to get this show and all our other stuff currently 2 weeks ahead of time. So with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Everybody.
Take care.